Wampum, Pennsylvania's annual Fall Festival is Saturday, October 15th. There will be food, lots of vendors, and Merrimack Bakehouse will have a table full of fresh baked goods for sale. For more information, go to the Wampum Area Business Association Facebook page. And we've made a new shirt design for October. You can find all Merrimack merch by going to our website, merrimackbakehouse.com, and clicking the merch button.
Hello and welcome to In the Kitchen with Mary Mac. Today we're making a soup because it's soup weather in Western Pennsylvania. I've had this recipe for a while and I've been wanting to try it out because it sounded really interesting, so I finally did it and it's pretty good. It's called sausage and vegetable soup. I guess you'd say it's sort of like an Italian sort of a soup just because of the items in it and the flavorings, but it was very, very good. The ingredients are like in order of when they go in, so you can kind of bear that in mind as I go through the list. And this soup, it took about an hour to put it together, but you're not working on it constantly. But you do have to add things in a little bit at a time, just kind of like my other regular vegetable soup. It's like that because you have to put things in the order of time that it takes them to cook. So here we go. You'll need a large Dutch oven or cooking pot, and you need it to be about 8 to 10 quart in size. I used my large cast iron enameled pot that is like a La Crusette, but not a La Crusette, and it worked really well. They hold the heat, so that kind of makes it nice, nice thing to cook soup like this in. Now you got your pot, you're ready to go. You need 1 pound of Italian link sausage. You can use hot or sweet. I used hot and it was very good. Olive oil for cooking. 1 large onion diced. 2 stalks of celery sliced into about 1/4 inch wide pieces. 2 carrots sliced in half moons, 1/4 inch wide pieces. 2 cloves of garlic minced. 32 ounces of chicken broth or chicken bouillon dissolved in water, 28 to 32 ounces of diced tomatoes. The Italian style works well here. I believe they're just called Italian seasoned diced tomatoes. 2 zucchini, the smaller diameter zucchini, maybe like 10 inches long. You need 2 of those, sliced in half moons with the skin on, 1/4 inch wide. 4 cups of chopped spinach. You can use frozen spinach or fresh spinach, whichever you prefer. With the frozen spinach, it ended up being 8 ounces of chopped spinach. 1/4 cup of Orzo pasta. Okay, that's your ingredients. So here we go. The first thing you're going to do is, if your sausage is in one big link, like it often comes in a size like that, you're going to leave it whole, not cut it up in advance, and you're going to put 1 tablespoon of olive oil into your Dutch oven and warm it up, and then put your whole piece of sausage in there or your whole links, whichever you're using, okay? And you want to brown that up. That takes like 10 to 15 minutes. You want to get it nice and brown on both sides and turn it often. Don't let it sit too long on one side, but turn it often and get it nice and browned on both sides. And then you'll take that out and put it on a plate and allow it to cool so you can slice it. Then you're going to put 2 more tablespoons of olive oil into your pan, and you're going to add your diced onion, your sliced celery, and you're going to saute those 2 items for about 5 to 10 minutes. The onions will get a little bit translucent, and your celery will begin to soften and begin to cook. Once you get it to that point, you're going to then add your carrots and saute all of those together for 8 to 10 minutes. You don't want to let them go too long and get soft, but 8 to 10 minutes is a good amount of time because it gets them to a very good stage. Next, you're going to add your 2 cloves of garlic that have been minced, and you're going to stir that up. Hopefully your sausage has cooled by this point. So you've been at this for about 20 minutes now. So you can take that sausage and slice it into 1/4 inch thick rounds I actually removed the casing from the outside of mine and sliced it. Put that into the pot and carefully stir that all around so your vegetables and the sausage are mixed together. Now you're going to add your 32 ounces of broth and your 28 to 32 ounces of diced tomatoes. Put them in, stir that well until they're well blended, and then you're going to bring that to a simmer and let it simmer for 20 minutes and stir it occasionally. Once you've got that at a pretty good simmer, it's zucchini time. So you're going to take your zucchini that you have washed and sliced into half moons and add that. Stir it in and simmer for 20 more minutes. Okay, now we've got all the vegetables in there except for the spinach. So we're going to add that spinach, and if it's fresh spinach, we're going to cook it until the spinach wilts. If it's frozen, you can put it in. I put mine in like semi-thawed. So put your spinach in and then let that come back up to a simmer again and stir it a few times, while it's doing that. And then you're ready for the orzo. So once you have everything in there and your spinach is taken care of, pour your 4th cup of orzo in and stir that in to mix it in well. Now you want to let that cook at a light boil for about 10 minutes. The orzo will just get bigger and bigger and bigger the longer that it's in this soup. So it will continue to grow. I'm not sure how that works, but it sure does. So you want to bring it to, like I said, to a light boil. Let it cook about 10 minutes. And then you can even let it cook a little bit longer than that if you want to, or you can serve it at that time because the orzo will be done. But like I said, by tomorrow, you won't have any juice left because the orzo will suck it all up. This is a really good soup. You can serve it with a sprinkle of Romano cheese on top and some good Italian bread. It makes a very nice supper, very nice hearty soup. Now, here's a little thing you should know. If you want to make this meatless or vegan, you can substitute the vegan Italian sausage, which there's a brand, I can't think of the name of it, but it is made with eggplant that is wonderful. So you can actually substitute the vegan Italian sausage for your Italian sausage link. And you can use, instead of chicken broth or bouillon, you can use vegetable broth or bouillon. And you can make this into a lovely vegan meatless soup. And it is just as good, would be just as good. So I hope you enjoy this soup. It's a very good one. It's a little different. I was a little bit, I don't know. I was wondering how it would be with the celery and carrots and zucchini and spinach, because that's a lot of different flavors, but it was very good and everything kept its flavor because you don't cook this to death. You just cook each thing until it's almost done and then you add the next thing. So really in cooking time, from start to finish, it was just a little bit over an hour, even with letting it simmer and stuff. So it wasn't too bad to make. And you can actually, if you wanted to, you could pre-cut all of your vegetables so that you could throw this together faster. And here's a little tip. When you're slicing your carrots and zucchini into half moons, what you want to do is take your carrots and peel them and trim each end off. And then as carefully as you can on a cutting board, cut the carrot in half long ways and lay the flats down and then cut your half moons. And it's so easy. And I did the same thing with the zucchini. It's so much easier to do that than to cut them all and then cut them in half, or any of the other myriad of ways you could think of to do that task. So there you go. Sausage and vegetable soup. You might want to wait for a cold, rainy day to try this recipe, but actually you could try it anytime because it's really good.
And make sure to check us out online on Facebook and Instagram at Mary Mac Bakehouse, on Twitter at Mobile Mary Mac and Mary Mac Podcast, and on our website, marymacpodcast.com.
Thanks a lot for listening if you did, and if you didn't, too bad for you.